motivava mai, quello che doveva fare stare sempre su il morale, ma io mi ci trovavo bene perché sono sempre stato uno che mi piaceva dare fuoco ai miei compagni, caricarli prima delle partite.
Il mio sogno che si è avverato è uno dei sogni dei bambini, di tanti bambini.
È un qualcosa per la gente che riusciamo a fare diventare matti, riusciamo a fare diventare felici e contenti.
Con questa maglia devo veramente fare una performance diversa perché sto rappresentando uno dei club più grandi al mondo.
And welcome back, Milanisti. How's everyone doing? We're back with another week of Milan content. And with me, in the house, Lab Gorilla. You doing all good there, John?
I'm alive and well. Even after watching the game last night, it helped me to go to sleep. It was the night game here in the UK, so 7:45 kickoff. I was passing out as I was watching the game. We'll talk about it in a bit more. But yeah, busy week at work. I'm so glad the weather's getting better in the UK, so I'm able to go out on the bike, which is great. How's things over in the mighty Malaysia, dude?
Yeah, things okay. It's raining quite a bit, almost every day, and but
is it?
A bit of the wet season, yeah.
Is it wet season? Oh, dude. Hey, what's up, Fardinho? Welcome, dude. Welcome. So today we are going to talk a little bit about the game. Not too long, because really it wasn't very good. And then we're going to talk about this breaking news in Italy, and I'll give you some facts. It's a fluid event. Things are happening as we speak. New headlines are coming out all the time. And I would just temper everyone's kind of opinions a little bit, okay, guys? There are going to be Milan fans who want to jump on the bandwagon and say, Inter, ban them, blah, blah, blah. I think let's just wait and see what the investigations identify. It's really early news, and, Italians have a way of really loving to make a bit of drama out of a mountain, out of a molehill, is what the English would say. So I would just wait. They love their drama, but wouldn't it be hilarious if there was a Calciopoli level scandal, and then Iran's position was taken by Milan, by Italy, and then Italy won the World Cup again? So Italy wins the World Cup when Inter gets relegated, and Napoli wins Serie A by default. That would be hilarious. Now, then, Husney, you would cry because you were like, we had second place.
No, what would bring me a lot of joy this year, and I'm not talking about our current culture season, will be if Tottenham get relegated. I really would want to see that.
That's a great race. West Ham, and the other thing is they're two very big clubs. West Ham and Tottenham are two very, very big clubs, and it's incredible that one of the two of them is going down. And at the moment, it is Tottenham, but skin of the teeth stuff, the weekend. I think West Ham scored the winner 90th minute or something, and Spurs won just 1-0 away to, I'm trying to remember, my brain, Wolves, I think it was. So
yeah, and already relegated Wolves, yeah.
It might go down to the last match of the season. Who knows? But goodness me. Exciting times over there. Oh, exciting times. It's just like us. Who's going to finish third and fourth? Who knows? Who knows? We'll talk about that in a sec. So we're ready to go, Husney, yeah?
Yep. Let's take it away.
Right. Let's move on. So, the game last night. Husney, we had 96 minutes of this pleasurable game. To win or not to win? That is the question. And I think that is a question that Spalletti and Allegri asked themselves pre-game. If this was an international game, I would say this was a biscotto where both teams agreed that 0-0 would be enough to just get another week out the way, stay in the Champions League places ahead of Roma and Como. However, it has allowed them to creep closer, and it has allowed Napoli to build a 2-point gap up in second place. The game. Now, the headlines were Milan versus Juventus 0-0, annoyance 1. That was the big headline in the Gazzetta. And I watched the whole game live, Husney. Did you?
Only caught the extended highlights. That's the most I'm willing to give to a boring game from what I heard of you guys.
I mean, I'm amazed that there were extended highlights. How long were they?
Oh, only about 6 minutes compared to the normal highlights, which is about 3, I think. 3 or 2 minutes, 30 seconds, if I recall it
Sugar.
correctly.
So, I mean, I used to remember watching extended highlights that were 20 minutes long. But it reminds me of something really funny that Roma did when they beat Bologna. There was a post-game interview with Gasperini, and it was 38 seconds. The
What do
highlights.
you say? I didn't see that.
It was a good win. The end. That was it. I thought, why are you posting this? It's not even in the shorts. You've just posted it in your club site. Very odd.
Well, the guy working the account, he's got to post something. I'm not someone would say he's not doing his job right.
It was really bad. It was really bad. But yeah, this game. Let me think. Let's go to the next slide. So this was the starting lineup, and once again, Allegri rolled out Pulisic and Leao as the top two. And Husney, I just can't understand this. I was just trying to make the argument over in the chat group. Like, what's the point of doing this? I guess you don't want to finish. You just want to finish anywhere in the top four, and you don't want to take any risk, and you're scared or something. Like, do you need that many midfielders? Do you need to pack the midfield this way?
Yeah, John, I just want to point out that our experiment that I think happened a few games ago that we wanted to change to, what was it? 4-3-3. That's
Yeah.
completely dead. Back to 3-5-2. Allegri just realized it. Let's just stick to the objective of the season. Top four, 3-5-2. Not take any chances. Nothing to play for really. Pretty much, I think top four is about there, but maybe 1 or 2 games to confirm it. So this is what we're gonna expect until the season, and of course the upcoming World Cup. No one cares really. I think they're thinking about a few months down ahead.
I mean, I think the only argument is this: like looking back on that 4-3-3 experiment against Udinese, which was a complete disaster. The three at the top were Salamaca, Pulisic, and Leao. That's not a front three, hasn't he? It's not a front three, is it?
Yeah.
So in this game again, Pulisic looked terrible. Leao was whistled off the pitch again. By the way, the Curva did a protest where they all stood together and made the number 139 euro, an indicator of the price of the tickets, I think, in the second blue. It's just so they're complaining about ticket prices. Right? I think I've got a lot more to complain about, hasn't he, than ticket prices. A lot more to complain about. I was really surprised to hear them chanting during the game, the Curva. They were really, at full voice and chanting, especially the first few minutes. And again, I was surprised to see Furlani was in the stadium and Cardinale was in the stadium. Did you see that, Hasni? Did you realize that?
I didn't. I thought when he's in the stadium, usually we try to do something, but they've given
Yeah,
up on
right.
him as well.
So you kind of go, okay, big game. We're gonna get Cardinales in. They,
In
I
front of the
think,
boss.
pre-game they introduced Ruud Gullit into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that. Yeah.
Just a couple of things, Hasni. I need to ask you this. Do you think these things are done genuinely out of the goodness of, historically trying to put players like this into the Hall of Fame? Or do you think it's because it's trying to get those people who are watching to think that this is still the Milan of old, that respects its history? What do you think, Hasni?
I think they have the data. So for those who recall what Gullit was like, I think if you were born in the 2000s or maybe you became a Milan fan in the 2010s, I doubt you could probably relate to how good Gullit, and that front three were at the time. So they probably have the data for, I guess people around our age and within our age bracket, whether we they're losing our what's the marketing term, our segment, or as they call it. So maybe they're trying to pull it, but when I saw it the first time, I thought to myself, it's like, was he like not really honored before this? I mean, he was, in his prime, he's absolutely amazing at what he's done for the club. So it really puzzles me about why this is happening at this point in the club's history or in the season, whether Cardinale being there has anything to do with it.
Mm,
But other than
mm.
that, whether I doubt it has anything to do with the money grab, because yeah, I just can't think of anyone who's younger than me that can probably recall what Hulit was like, and what he's done throughout his career with Milan.
So I'm just kind of wondering whether this is an attempt to just keep a hold of that legendary history and saying that it's still connected to the current club. Because obviously, my opinion is that it is not. I don't know, man. I do kind of think like a couple of things. First thing, yeah, this Hullet thing. I'm just trying to remember what I read a while ago. Did they open up a new Hall of Fame or something, and they're doing new inductees again, something like that?
Did you see the sponsor or where they got that what do you call it? It's not like a trophy. It's like a
No, I didn't. Hasn't he tell me?
token. It's from Tiffany. Yeah, so they got the
Tiffany. Okay.
American
So there's
behind it.
something going. I think there's something going on, mate. There's definitely something going on here where they're trying to pretend that this is still. Yeah. Anyway, that's my cynical side. As you get older, Hasni, you will get this. You become more and more cynical about things, and I don't think things are done for no reason. I think this is a bit of a ploy to make people think this is still the legendary Milan, which it isn't. So
John, do you recall that? Well, this is a long time ago. It wasn't his last game, but Marco van Basten, he had that
yes,
memorial game, where Ancelotti played and all that. So I don't know whether the same was already done for Hulit, or well, I don't think they will do it because it's
no,
all
they
the
won't do
legends
it.
are quite old now.
Yeah, they won't do it anymore. No, this is nothing to do with that, dude. This is something else. I find it very suspicious, the timing as well. Now, the other thing as well is, I ask myself, why are the Curva chanting like crazy? What's the deal here? This, as you just said at the beginning, this game was pointless. Like, okay, you'll take a win if you can get one, but first and foremost, don't lose. And there's also a bunch of players who are just protecting themselves. Um, And I thought to myself, why are they getting all excited? And at that point, the cynical side of me said, oh my God, they're doing it to satisfy the tourists, to make the atmosphere feel really big and exciting, get them all hyped up. Because imagine if the Curva were not screaming like that, that would have been like a library with a full stadium. I just, again, the cynical side of me is thinking something's up here. You wouldn't be cheering like that for a meaningless game. The Milan of old wouldn't be getting anything. Very odd. Yeah.
Well, maybe they're just happy to pay the 139 euros, right?
Well, yeah, but it was like, they're really in full voice, and I was thinking, why is this happening? It's like it's a tourist attraction. It's not like you're not cheering the team on to win, are you, Husney? They're not. They're
Isn't
not.
that the EPL model? They just want tourists to attend and pay. I don't know how much it is. I remember my brother when he went to London last year. He was telling me like a match day ticket on resale. People reselling it for like 200-300 pounds.
Yeah, I mean the Premier League is a different animal, really, but well, 139 is a bit of money actually. But then it's a bit of money for a European audience. This is what I'm saying to you, Hasni. It's mainland Europe audience, maybe not Premier League. Premier League is also a different animal itself. Maybe American audience, if you're from outside the EU, might get a little bit used to more expensive tickets. Okay, so we had. Oh, dude, did the highlights show you for finest shots?
Yeah, I think it's one of the earliest shot, right? From the
Yeah, quite an
yeah,
acute angle, and he went, "I'll go for it." No, 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 don't
yeah.
bother.
Looked more like a clearance than a shot there.
Ah, he just astounds me how the guy gets in such good positions and then just forgets his feet again. He did it yesterday. It was just so funny to watch. Quick point on Modric. He had an enormous impact with Locatelli. They both were keeping an eye on the ball. They went to head it, and they literally headed each other. Uh, Modric had to come off, and we got to see lots of people's favorite player this season, Jashari, put in a 10-minute cameo. Now, in that 10-minute cameo, I don't remember Jashari touching the ball once. I'll be honest, I don't. Last 10 minutes or so, actually, look at the substitution times, Husney. You see Juventus, what they did from the 71st minute onwards. Basically, all 5 subs came on, and they really were, by the end of the game, they were on the attack, very much so. And Milan were, they looked spent, actually. Now, Bartasaghi, I heard, wasn't fully fit. At half time, he was taken off. I think he'd also got a yellow card, and he was. Estupinian came on, and I think he also got a yellow card. Let's see the subs here. Oh, some stats first before we do the subs. So Juve had most of the ball. They had most of the shots on goal, especially in the last bit of the game. Juve were the ones that brought on Yildiz and Vlahovic, and they seemed to really get an injection of pace. Milan were doing the opposite. They're just sitting.
Yeah, but they didn't need to. I thought Conceição was quite a bit of a threat. I think they had that 1v1 against Bartezaghi on the right hand side,
Yeah.
and the one where he hit Mike.
Yeah.
And if I remember, Jonathan David also had a good chance.
He did, yeah.
That the ref didn't say anything. I don't think it was an intentional clip, but yeah, he went down.
Yeah, and Thuram scored a goal which was offside, really clearly offside. They were all celebrating and stuff. And and that's the other point about VAR. We'll talk about VAR in a minute because it's in the news, isn't it? But why are players celebrating so much when they clearly know they're offside? Why are they doing that? Do they think they're going to fool the VAR into going, oh yeah, it doesn't? It's like a semi-automatic system, isn't it, Hasni? Supposedly. Maybe in Italy it's not, Hasni, but everywhere else in the world, it's supposed to be an automatic system. He was like, basically his whole body was offside. So I don't understand it. As a player,
John,
you know.
No, I think in this case, also in that position, you don't really know, because when the cross is coming in, he's being blocked by I don't recall who was next to him, so he couldn't see when the ball was released. I don't think he realized that he was offside.
Well, okay, all right, if you say so. To me, footballers, from my knowledge of footballers and the footballers I've sat with, watching football, they are better than referees at being able to spot these kind of decisions. They instinctively know these things. So I'm always shocked at how fast they spot lines, faster than general public like me. I'm talking about my own brother-in-law. He's very, very quick at saying no, that's a foul, that's a handball, and I didn't even see it until the replay, and he will have seen it at first instance. It's just things that they know. Anyway, so the league position is like this. The draw means that Milan drops from second to third, 67 points. Inter didn't win their game, by the way, either, which is very odd. They were 2-0 up, and they got caught up by Torino. And by the way, Inter Milan fans after this said clearly there's no Calciopoli going on because this finished 2-2. They use this as evidence that there is no dodgy stuff going on.
The fact that they already won the league.
Yeah. They're feeling quite defensive, I suspect. I think what they should be doing is concentrating on creating as big a lead as possible, because if something happens and they get a point deduction, let's say, for example, Hasni, they get a 10-point deduction, they should consider themselves to just try and build a buffer now. That's what they should be doing, I think. Okay, so
hang on, but for Calciopoli level standard, I don't think you get such a small points deduction. I think. What was the precedent that was set before?
Hasni, I'm saying as an example, they've got 4 games left. They could build a 15-point gap between now and then. But they should concentrate on winning games, man. They really should concentrate.
No, John, I'm thinking the other way. Like, they should lose some games to say that, hey, we're losing games, so you can't think that we're playing.
Inter fans were in force online saying, hey, look, it's a draw against Torino. It's not, there's no Calciopoli. It's not, what did they say? What did they say? Like a league. What do you call it? Who's their...
match fixing? What were you think?
No, saying things like it's who's their CEO, hasn't he?
Marotta League.
Marotta League. It's not Marotta League. It's not. They're saying That's what they're saying. Hey, look, Marotta League, it's 2-0. 2-2. Okay, whatever. Is that your explanation to try and get away with things? Sus. Okay. So the issue is Milan and Juve are the only team to drop points. Napoli won their game. Inter didn't win their game, but Inter are gone. Como and Roma won their games. So now the gap to Juve is 3 points. Okay. Oh, and these are the subs. And I just wanted to point out, look at the subs that Juve put on, hasn't he? Cup Miners. Is he not like an 80 million euro player? Vlahovic, Zagrova, Yildiz, one of the most talented number 10s in the whole league. And then we brought on Fulkrug and Kunku, Jashari. Again, the three of them, not sure they touched the ball once. Ricci and Estupinian. Estupinian did touch the ball because he managed to get himself a yellow card. And Ricci really didn't do much either. So Milan, again, super short of players.
Yeah, on that, John, I want to zoom in a little bit on Vlahovic, because Vlahovic is a player that since the beginning of the season, it seemed that Allegri was either wanted or would prefer to have him. But judging from his performances and how he is generally with the Juve team, this guy is mentally, I think, he's checked out. So, from the bench and not really having the numbers, not being preferred. So what really is he used? Is his used inside the squad? And he's on a big salary, by the way. I think he's one of the best paid players in the league. So
yeah, but my understanding is that he's got injuries. So
but is he injured
he had a
like
big
every
injury.
season?
No, yeah, but this is why I think this is why hasn't he like? Why should Milan sign him? For example, I know a lot of people saying Allegri loves Vlahovic. I'm sure he does love Vlahovic. I'm sure Vlahovic, when fully fit, is a very good player. I've seen enough of him to say that. But he's been recovering from an injury and picking up another injury. And it comes with, he can't play 90 minutes. I mean, look at this. He came on the 87th minute because, Spalletti was like, I need to do something here because the balls are coming in, the crosses are coming in. But the Penda or, whoever he had, no Penda, Jonathan David is not putting his head on it. He's not getting on the end of these chances. And someone like Vlahovic would have. So it's a bit of a strange one that, 3 minutes to go, he's risked. Yildiz also, hasn't he? Yildiz was a pretty bad injury, apparently, and said he's nowhere near ready to start a game or even put half a match on. But he saw that the opportunity in the last few minutes was opening. Milan were opening up, and he went for it. He tried to go for it, but in the end, it finished in a 0-0 draw. Do you think that's good enough, hasn't it? A 0-0 draw for both teams?
Well, better than a loss. So I mean, I'll take it. If you want to stay in top four, you got to take any point at this stage, because we're not doing much.
Yeah, I mean, I think pre-game I had two kind of thoughts. One is this could be 0-0 if both teams playing the style that they've been playing over the last few games. By the way, hasn't he? In the league, Milan has not scored a goal against Juve in the last 6 fixtures in the league, including this one.
By the way, the first time that we played them, didn't we draw?
I don't know, dude. We didn't bloody score.
I remember the penalty that Pulisic missed.
There you go.
I thought we scored in that one. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I heard the commentator yesterday say 6, concluding this game, it is 6 fixtures that Milan hasn't scored. And I was like,
No,
okay,
I don't think
whatever.
that's right. I think we have scored before.
Well, you might
Maybe
be
at
right.
home,
Actually,
I don't know, but yeah.
I think maybe at home. Maybe it's to do with at home. You know what? Maybe it's to do with at home, hasn't he? Yeah. Anyway, what can you say about this?
Yeah, but you can
Completely
also put it down
uninspiring.
to, as I mentioned, Pulisic. I haven't seen him score in a while, and I'm not saying Pulisic out or anything, but because he's got, I think Pulisic is one of the few players that has credit in the bank, meaning that he's done a lot for us already. But it's just, I don't know, maybe too focused on the World Cup, so doesn't really have his game mode on. But
Yeah. So I mean, and Kunku came on for Leao. Leao got booed off. And I had not even realized. See, this is how boring the game was, Hasni. I looked at the screen and went, hang on, that's not Leao. And it was, and Kunku had just snuck on, and he was awful. He was, because he came on at the same time as Jashari, and I was focusing on Modric with his massive ice pack on his head. He really looked like he took, I don't know, Locatelli and him headed each other. Locatelli managed to continue playing because I think he must have like a rock for a brain. And Modric, on the other hand, was like really not well. And I was worried that he was going to be out for a while. So I've heard nothing from it. So hopefully that means that there's nothing wrong with him. But yeah, goodness, this subs bench is weak. It's just not good enough, right? Now let's talk about the main story. Once again, Italy. What's Italy? Italy and Serie A wouldn't be the same, Hasni, without a little bit of scandal, right? Last week it was what is it? 70 players involved in some place that was hiring escorts for money laundering and all sorts of weird stuff, and named all these players. Leao had to come out to the press and say, "Don't sign my name with this." It's more of an embarrassment. None of the players are going to get prosecuted. This was all about the embarrassment of knowing that you've been highlighted as someone who's been using escorts in Milan. The people who are in trouble are the people who are running the whole racket, because apparently they were extortioning money as well out of the call girls, and taking 50% of the cut from the money that was being paid.
Here's something for you, John.
Yeah.
That explains why Cardinale is in Milan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's there to clear his name, or maybe to just get a bit of service.
Or to invest in
Invest in brackets. Yes, invest in the local talent in brackets. All right, so the news broke out this week. All right, let's give you the facts. So Gianluca, also known as Nicola Rocchi, so keep the main name in mind. You will see a hell of a lot of him. He was the head of Italy's National Referees Committee, also known as CAN. His job was to oversee the appointment of referees for individual Serie A and Serie B matches. Accusations against him: sporting fraud, colluding with others to manipulate referee assignments. So his job was selecting referee for individual fixtures, and apparently this was not done in a clean manner, in an unbiased manner. He worked with others within the system to pick particular referees. He suspended himself from his role whilst the investigation is happening. Let me read his statement. Mi autosospendo. Lo faccio per il bene degli arbitri. No, arbitri. Arbitri, tornerò più forte di prima. So he goes, I am suspending myself. I'm doing it for the good of other referees. I will come back stronger, he says.
And richer.
I don't understand this. Why a head of a referee says, I will come back stronger? Were you strong at any point before? I don't think so. Very strange comment.
Now, how different is this to the Calciopoli, the first round? If I recall the documentary, it's like, yes, it was a group of them and they managed to fix it. But the way that they fixed it, it was, they had like secret codes and everything. So it was
So let's talk about this. This is what's coming. So the story broke out. The investigation is happening. He has suspended himself to, make the waters clear for the other refs. Let's give you some facts here. So the investigation. There's an ex-referee called De Meo. It says, così Rocchi sceglieva i codici per comunicare in sala VAR. Uno era sasso, carta, forbice. Hasni, all right, ready? So like this, Rocchi chose the coding to communicate how things would happen in the VAR room, and he used rock, paper, scissors. Okay?
You can't make this up, right? You can't make this up.
So you see allegations inside the VAR room. He worked alongside others, such as the VAR refs, when VAR would be activated or not. He selected referees that would be best for Inter during the 2024-2025 season. And some of the matches that people are calling into question are Bologna-Inter, Inter against Milan, Inter against Verona, and I think one was against Udinese against Parma, if I remember correctly. So these are all allegations against the guy, right? And then, out of the blue, breaking, Andrea Gervasoni also stands down, and AIA, Associazione Italiana di Arbitri, Italian Association of Referees, calls a meeting. Of course it does. But the meeting is being called because the head of the VAR and the head of the person that who assigns referees is standing down. So this guy is apparently alleged to have colluded with Rocky. So the story I told you about earlier, this rock paper scissors thing. Apparently Rocky and this guy were together in the VAR room, kind of like knocking the table, doing fingers, gestures and stuff to tell the referees this is what you're going to do. And the investigation's ongoing. So, three cases. Sono tre i casi, quello della designazione di Bologna-Inter, quello della finale di Coppa Italia in caso di approdo dell'Inter nell'ultima sfida e quello già famoso dell'intervento di Rocchi dalla vetrata della sala VAR di Lissone durante Udinese-Parma. Per quanto riguarda Gervasoni, invece, l'ingerenza è stata registrata per una partita Serie B tra Salernitana e Modena. So, it says here, okay, there are three cases. The main one is Bologna-Inter in the Coppa d'Italia. I think Bologna won that anyway. And then there was a famous, already known intervention by Rocky in the game against Udinese and Parma. Again, I didn't know that. And Gervasoni on the other side, he is being pointed to a Serie B game between Salernitana and Modena. So people are saying this is the tip of the iceberg, right? Iceberg, sorry. Okay, and this is another headline. Rocchi indagato perché scelse arbitri graditi all'Inter in alcune gare. So this one, Rocchi's being investigated because he chose referees favorable to Inter in some games. That is the specific allegation here. Okay? He is being accused of sporting fraud for choosing referees favorable to Inter in particular games. Now, what's funny, Hasni, is that in those games, the majority of them, Inter didn't win. So I don't fully understand. But apparently, that's the allegation. Now, the question I have for you, Hasni, how does a referee, head of referee, choose a referee that is favorable to Inter? Surely that requires some communication from someone within Inter to tell him which referees are favorable to them. Surely it's not a one-way thing where I'm Rocky, I know which referees Inter would like, and I'm going to choose them. Right?
Yeah, I don't know whether they have a list. Do you remember, like many seasons ago, there was that ref, and it was against us. Yeah, I don't remember we were playing against who. Oh, it was against Roma. It was like absolutely scandalous, and with the Benacer getting the yellow, I remember that game now. And then someone went to the ref's Facebook and found like the guy has a picture. His profile picture is Totti.
Oh.
You remember that? It's hilarious. So maybe this is how this guy's also choosing. He's going through their Facebook, their social media, is posting with who.
So, I don't know, man. It's early days. The investigation's ongoing. Of course, two people are now. One's been suspended. The other one is self-suspended. I don't know how deep this goes, and I think we just have to wait for the investigation to see what it reveals. I guess the question is this: why has Inter's name been brought up specifically? You tell me, Hasni. This is odd, isn't it? A single club's name has been brought up so far in the newspapers. So is this the newspapers just trying to say, hey, look, and by the way, this is all alleged to have occurred between 2024 2025, all right? I think someone is trying to make the point that Inter were involved in this and they are going to have to prove their innocence. Marotta's come out, of course, and said we're absolutely squeaky clean. There's nothing. We haven't done anything. He has come out and said that there's no evidence, and also said, "Hang on a minute. In those games, we didn't win. So what kind of it's a pretty shitty system where we don't win the games, where we apparently had a secret meeting." There's also like accusations in the press that Marotta and the ref had a secret meeting in the San Siro, and it's like that's not a place you would go and have a secret meeting, is it? It's a bit obvious. So,
Not very secret. Might as well put Morata on the pitch, right?
yeah, exactly. So something's fishy, and I'm gonna say, to the credit of some Inter fans, and I'm gonna call him out, Uncle Sharma. He has said, if someone's dirty and if someone needs to be punished, let it be so. Yeah, do whatever you need to do because that's not what he wants to stand for. Other Inter fans are saying, Marotta League, look, 2-2 against Torino. That's an evidence that there's no such thing and the league is clean. And also the fact that these games are not won. Right. We wait and see, Hasni. I think the press, they obviously love a dirty story. Is this the size of Calciopoli? I doubt it very much. Does it just involve these two people? No way, Hasni, no way. There are referees coming out now and saying, we were in the VAR room and we saw this happening. And there was they didn't have to say anything. The atmosphere was there that when they did particular hand gestures, you would do something. You would make a particular decision or you would not activate VAR. Now, the question here, the problem here, Hasni, is that the system is supposed to be that VAR is semi-automated or automated, and there would appear to have been a decision to actively not allow that to happen. That is clearly criminal and breaking sporting conduct. And, I don't know why, if this guy's proven to have done any of that, he's going to lose his job. And the big meeting that was in the press and the headline is because that position's been vacated. So they have to fill it with someone else. But that's it.
But
That's
coming back to the question, John.
today. Yeah.
But why this is happening? Yeah, what is the benefit? Is this guy getting paid? Because that was the thing behind the other Calciopoli, right? They were paid in favors and such. So what is the motivation of this guy and maybe the others that were implicated as well? Or are they just Inter fans? It could be possible as well.
Why? It must have been for money. I mean, there's no question. It must have been some kind of payment going on. I mean, there's no other reason to be doing something that's so criminal. But yeah, I guess the mirror to Calciopoli is the selection of referees, right, Hasni?
Yeah.
It would kind of indicate you found an alternative way to select referees. But then that would mean that this would have to be way more broad, and it would have to have a hell of a lot more. And yeah, Fahadinho says, I wonder who from Inter is involved. Yeah. So the referees that are now releasing their statements, there are referees, not these guys, other referees that are coming out and saying, it's weird, isn't it? These are the decisions that were made every single week. So I'm reading off my phone at the moment. A question is, why in some games would you have this signal? And why in some games would you not activate this signal? So clearly something was going on. Was it betting? Was it something like that was going on?
Yeah, that makes more sense, actually. The betting and the syndicates behind it rather than just trying to get Inter to win, right?
Yeah. It says here, the guy said VAR.
But John, tell me this, yeah? So if Inter lost those games, what would the odds be when they actually did lose, when they were expected to win?
I mean, it could be that, hasn't he? Yeah. It could be that. It could be that way. But it says, see, the thing is graditi. The word is favoring or liked by Inter. You get me? The word specifically here is, helping Inter, not any other way.
Or could have Inter lost by a bigger margin? That'd be even funnier.
Yeah. It says here, an ex-referee has come out and says, I've got nothing to celebrate about this. Non ho nulla da festeggiare. Sorry, the story's moving. Let me read it to you. The story is literally moving and being updated. Non ho nulla da festeggiare, ma sono contento che sia intervenuta una procuratura ordinaria. So he's happy that something is being investigated. We need an impartial judgment. So clearly, there's more and more referees that are going to come out, Hosni. More and more referees that are going to come out. It looks like some referees are not part of this, and they were not allowed to speak out because of some. So, the way they wrote it, they said atmosphere inside the VAR room where just everybody kind of looked at each other and they knew that they had to do something. Like, you can't have that in football. You can't have that in culture. When you got a VAR room with people who are choosing when and not to activate it as well. That's off. That needs to be removed. It just goes so much with culture, isn't it? Just everywhere, corruption everywhere. And I guess people are going to look back at team. You know, this the other thing is, like, teams that finish second in the league are going to be looking at this and thinking, you know, take that league title away from them, punish them, blah blah blah. I genuinely think if it's found that more referees are going to come out and under oath swear that they were involved in making decisions that should have been automatic by VAR and they were told not to. Yeah, this will involve match results, hasn't he? And some serious punishment will have to happen. But right now, this is all we know. Oh, but today in the Gazzetta, you open up the Gazzetta, and more referees are coming out and saying, "Yep, I saw this. Yep, I was in the VAR room when this was happening. Yep, they were using rock paper scissors." This rock paper scissors thing is literally something I've just read now. Which you know, it's funny. Without you knowing, you said, "What kind of gestures were they doing?" And there you go. They were up to it.
I'm gonna tell you one gesture they weren't doing was.
Oh God, I hate that guy. I hate that guy, man. Right, so have you got any more questions about that, Hasni? And everyone, you know, anyone listening to this now or later on, of course, we will keep up with the story and see if anything interesting comes out. You know, the whole Tonali thing when it was broken, and Fagioli thing when it was broken, that did grow into a massive issue, and it affected the football. And Tonali eventually left. It's hilarious that there's talk of Milan potentially doing a swap deal and bringing in Fagioli. Can you imagine, Hasni? Fagioli, the guy that named Tonali as a culprit to the police, then becoming part of the Milan starting roster. That would just be weird.
It's all possible. It's also possible that the season after we'll bring Tonali back. Maybe they can play together.
Tonali and Fagioli
On and off the pitch.
they can't play together. Even the Italian national squad is quite interesting. They generally don't, because they'll kill each other, I think. Right, league table. We've gone from this to this to this, and now to this. Hasni, maybe quick word on the upcoming fixtures, looking at the fixtures for the top four clubs, knowing that Como and Roma are just below, 2 points behind Juventus. What do you think in terms of the... I think, obviously, Inter, they're done. I think they could get full points from the next four fixtures. Napoli might drop points against Como, but I think they should get full points from the next fixtures. And Milan, I don't know. I think looking at this and the goal difference, I think Milan will... You know what? I think Milan might finish below Juve. Might finish fourth, Hasni. What's your gut feeling?
Yeah, well, out of all these teams, actually the most interesting ones to watch is us, actually, because you don't know what's going to happen. It seems like Napoli can probably pull it off. This squad is quite okay, minus all the drama of Lukaku. I think they should be able to maybe win all their games. Juve, okay, other than what happened today, yeah, I don't see any of them threatening. I know they're against Torino. I don't know why it's supposed to be a big game, because Torino, I don't recall them ever winning it. But yeah, Juve should be able to pick up maximum points. Inter with the refs and all that. Yeah, maximum points. Oh yes, that's what I'm thinking. You're right, John. We'll probably be looking at fourth if we're lucky. If we're very very lucky on some
Yeah.
uh
Fahadinho's like, Fahadinho says Milan fifth.
yeah.
I don't. I think you're being overly negative there, guys. I think fourth, comfortable, man, by
No,
1 point.
there's two games that we have to see. There's two games that we will have to see how we do against. Sassuolo, always our bogey team. We
Yeah,
lost against them the first time round.
yeah,
Atlanta, you know they can do something. So
they could.
yeah, if we win the next two games, yeah, it's probably much third or second maybe. But if we lose either one, then maybe we're looking at fourth. Yeah, and if we lose both, it might be fifth, scraping it in.
It will be quite something. So I'm just trying to think. So Milan have got 3 points on Juve, and Juve have 2 points on Como and Roma, right?
Yeah.
Como have to play Napoli, hasn't he? So Como will drop points, I think. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's
you're right.
in Como as well. I think it's in Como as well, dude. So it could be dodgy. Bologna, they've checked out. I watched Bologna Roma, and Bologna were the home team, and Roma ripped them. So it was quite comfortable. I was a bit surprised, actually, at Bologna. And look, actually, Bologna represented here quite a lot. Inter have them, and Napoli have them. Pisa gone down already, so they're out of the way. Lecce gone down already. That's not an issue. Lecce, or basically are gone down. They're
Yes,
trying
but
to
those are
find.
the teams that we would definitely lose against, right? The ones that have got nothing
Well,
to play
yeah.
for.
Well, obviously Pisa have done damage. They've all done. Yeah. Sassuolo. Yeah, I think Sassuolo will be an interesting game to watch. Okay, my prediction: Inter wins probably by a full 15 points. I think Napoli second, Juve third, Milan fourth, and they will be 1 or 2 points clear of Como in fifth, and Roma sixth. That's how I see it. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. The game against Atalanta, Sassuolo first is crucial. If Milan lose that game against Sassuolo, I think fear, panic will really kick in, because I think Milan will drop to fourth. There's no way Juve drop points against Verona. If they do that, then great, because I think then they are also in trouble. But Milan have no form whatsoever, have they, Husney? So fourth place for me. Yeah, that's how I see it. Fourth
Yeah,
place.
because against Verona and against Lecce, you don't
Yeah,
need your strongest 11 to beat those teams. For us, you need your best 11, if you can even call it that, even against Sassuolo and Atlanta.
yeah. Again, my point here is like, what's your best 11? Who you going to go up front with? Why does he keep doing Leao, Pulisic? They're not doing anything. Jimenez didn't even see the pitch, mate.
Oh, I
Again,
completely forgot about him now. You mentioned him. I
yeah,
forgot he's still on
no,
the team.
I don't understand. I'm just really clueless. Like, why? What's going on? Is he trying to make a statement, Allegri, that I can't comprehend? Or as you said, is it just, listen, we've got the best defensive record in Serie A by putting 10 behind the ball? I don't get it. And also, I don't think, okay, Pulisic does work backwards, but Leao doesn't. So why is he on the pitch then? If he's so off the... sorry, I forgot. Husney, sorry. I know why he's on the pitch, yeah.
But let's
If you
rewind
get...
that a little bit. Jimenez, he was a last summer purchase at a time where we were super desperate. So I don't think much thought was actually given to like really scouting the guy. And yeah, I mean, in what was it, Feyenoord, was it? That he was
Yeah, it
he
was
was doing
last
really
January.
well.
It was, yeah.
But beyond that, it was more of just pulling the trigger, try to get him in. This what is happening now is pretty much expected, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, so the other question is this. I've seen plenty of people talk about, okay, let's forget about this game. It's super boring. I don't want to talk about it. But let's talk about the things that we need to fix for next season. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you having this discussion? What's the point of it? Like, the first thing you need to see is, how much can they sell Leao for? There's no other way. And like the point was made in the Gazzetta, which is they're hoping Leao has a good World Cup to raise his profile and his value. The question also is though, will Portugal actually play him? They're under no illusion of who he is and what kind of player he is. He's not likely going to be starting every game because he's not a consistent player. But yeah,
and with that Portuguese team, they're quite they have talent. I think even João Felix will get a better start over Leao in any
he
case.
might. Yeah,
Yeah.
he generally might. And you kind of open, you kind of think like, what's the point of talking about who you must sign in the summer, blah blah blah. Like some people said, oh, Cardinale is now seeing the problems. No, he's not. He's sitting in that. He's sitting in that thinking, this is fucking boring. I want to go home. And let's put this guy in the Sporting Hall of Fame so that people will be excited by our history. I think something very.
No, that's not what happened, John. It's like, when is this thing over with so he can go back to his prostitution ring?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I know, man. Yeah, 70 players. 70 players associated with it. I can bring up the full list. They're all in the press. Just imagine all their names being dragged through the mud. I mean, I saw current and past players. Some of them were really disappointing. Did you see the player list? These are all
Yeah, so
allegations, all right?
Giroud wasn't on the
Yeah.
list.
Maldini was there.
Yeah. Which Maldini?
Not dad. Not son Maldini. Yeah. I was like, no, don't do that. No, but it was like it didn't seem to matter. They seemed to just be. I was like, why isn't Theo in there? Theo should have been a frequent flyer, Miles.
Well, maybe those girls. He's not into those girls.
Maybe, but it was like it wasn't just the prostitution ring. It was also again that nitrous. I think was it nitrous oxide inhalation that people were doing, the
What?
balloon thing. Yeah, it was all together. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. No. It was together.
Well, if you do all those things, just at least try to win the games. I mean, you do all those things, and
Yeah.
like you suck at. It's like a double whammy. That's all I can say.
I don't know, man. It's quite disappointing, but you start to see that it's a big underworld going on around Milan, because of course the club was in Milan, right?
Yeah.
Of course it was. It's just corruption, prostitution, drugs, alcohol, private
The football
clubs,
comes last. That's what they want
and
you
football.
to.
Like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh Jesus. No, I think I'll be, as you said, if you were to choose to watch games coming in, fixtures to come in, probably the Milan games are the ones that you want to watch because you don't know which club will turn up. You don't know how they'll play in any match. So everything else is kind of like Napoli Como. Maybe I will watch because I'm curious about
Inter
how.
Lazio, maybe that's something as well. Yeah, I mean Lazio, they have a good run.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Lazio doing some giant killing this year, haven't they? Giant. Hang on. Is there any giants in Serie A at the moment? No. But Lazio have been surprising a few people, but it's irrelevant, isn't it, in terms of the
Yeah.
actual result? Napoli Como might actually be interesting because Como are fighting to try and be part of this conversation, so they have to win at all costs. You see, hasn't he? Because Como dropped points against Udinese, right?
Yep.
So they are and Sassuolo, dude, they lost to Sassuolo. So that's the thing that's interesting. And again, Atalanta want to be part of the conversation. Atalanta are playing tonight to be also, ramping up the points. So it's, there's not dead rubbers, you'd say. Napoli Como is a good one. I'll be watching Milan Sassuolo. I'll be watching Milan Atalanta. But then apart from that, all the other games are giveaways for me. I wouldn't want to watch any more.
Well, John, I just saw the breaking news that Modric has got a broken cheekbone, so he'll be out for the rest of the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just saw
breaking news, everyone! Yeah. Modric is out for the rest of the season. Listen, Hasni just did breaking news. That's pretty serious, man. Jashari. We got 4 games of Jashari.
Yeah, or Richie, maybe.
No, it's going to be Jashari in his position. You know that. Oh, well, guys, you're going to see... Let's do some maths. 360 minutes of Jashari. Over the next 4 games.
The next Modric.
I hope he's ready to play 90 minutes every single game because that's what he's going to have to do. Wow. How exciting is everyone? Are you excited, Hasni? You're going to get to see Jashari do his job.
Yeah, I have to be. There's no other choice.
Oh my god, man. Oh my god, this is amazing. This could be exactly what the club needed to win the Champions League.
Yeah, I can't wait for Musa to score against us when he's playing for Atlanta.
Musa ain't playing. He's not. I have not seen him come on once for Atalanta, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a sub. I think he's on the bench though.
Yeah, maybe he's on the bench. But no, that's it. Now that you've said that, we've injected some energy onto that pitch. I think Jashari will make the difference. And the next 4 games are 4 wins for Milan. Instead of looking at negatively, this is exactly what Milan needed. I'm trying to win you some subs, Husney, for your channel.
Bots
Yeah.
are welcome.
yeah, bots are welcome. But come on, guys, Jashari's on. This is exactly what everyone's been waiting for. They've all been waiting for Modric to get injured so that Jashari would see the light of day. No longer will he be warming the bench. He will now play 90 minutes every game. Oh, this is going to be amazing, guys. Fardinho said, Jashari, Milan is definitely going for 5th. I think Milan could win the league now.
Yeah, saving it to the last 4 games of the season, right? Really charge up that hill.
Can you imagine? I'm not being funny. Can you imagine if Jashari now plays and he puts on great performances? What happens then? What happens then to Allegri? People will be like, "We told you." Every game I've seen him start, he's been terrible. But okay, football pundits with far greater knowledge than me have said that he's actually been really, really good. So okay, let's see it. There's no. Oh, now it makes it a bit more interesting to watch his games because I think Modric was doing a hell of a lot of work in both attack, midfield, and defense. I think you remember Modric against Verona. He saved a goal scoring opportunity as well, and he was celebrating with the defenders. Now we're gonna see what Jashari's made of. It's time to see it. So yeah, all right, bring it. Let's see what this guy's made of. I will eat my hat, my Roma hat, if Jashari is a man of the match twice in these 4 games. How about that? As a nice bet. And no one will see me doing it. Oh, this is brilliant. Well done, Hasni, for the breaking news. Good one. Yeah, I did say that I thought Modric, that was a bad hit, man. Unlucky. I hope he recovers for the World Cup. Didn't he play before, Hasni, with a mask on his face?
Yeah, he did for a while, yeah. But
he's had a head injury before, hasn't he?
But I don't know how that mask works when it comes to a cheekbone. Does it help? I mean, can you still play it? Because if you take another impact to the face, ooh, can't imagine it.
No, yeah. Who knows? Now I don't know if he needed injury, if he needs surgery or anything. But Fardinho, remove Modric and Rabiot, and Milan would finish 6th or 7th. Yeah, no, listen, no, I won't take that away. Even Rabiot yesterday got a shot on goal. So Rabiot's probably for the season, he's going to be man of the season for us. Most valuable player this season, I reckon. But wow, this gives me reason to watch Milan more, Hosni. Now I'm actually genuinely curious because there's no hiding place for anyone. We know who you are. People that have been calling for Jashari to make the difference, saying that he's wonderful. And we'll see you. Now we see you. And now we'll judge. We'll judge whether you're watching the game with red and black tinted glasses or not. Cool. Right, Hasni, we'll stop there. We are finished. Stop the share. Ooh, how interesting. Kim, you got to tune in, man. It doesn't matter if it's 4 a.m. Australian time, 2 a.m. Australian time. You got to watch Jashari live. It's an event. Hasni, now you and Kim have to both travel to Perth to watch Jashari play.
Hang on, is he going to the World Cup? Is Switzerland?
Yeah, they are in the World Cup. Yeah, they are. They of course Switzerland are in the World Cup. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to catch it in the World Cup, not in Australia.
Yeah, but as I said, Australia's pre-season. He'll turn up. I think he'll turn up.
I thought after the end of the season they're going straight into the national squad camps.
Yes, and then after that, when the World Cup is over, I think that's when they will come to Australia.
I'll have to
Im-
check that. I
im-
thought they were playing right after the end of the season.
that makes no sense, mate.
Oh, it happened before when we played against Roma. That was right after the end of
Well, before a World Cup?
no.
No, exactly. World Cup comes first, and then afterwards they have. It's for pre-season, Husney. It's got to be pre-season. It can't be anything else, surely, dude. It's
I'll
got
have
to
to
be for
check that whether
pre-season.
it's really a preseason or just one of those like exhibition kind of things. Then they
Oh
will
my
bring all
god.
the B team players.
Oh, great. Do we have a B team?
It's the team that I played yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. That's the B team yesterday. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, amazing, amazing. We're gonna get to see Jashari, guys. I'm really excited. I might change my avatar back to Milan again. I might get a Jashari shirt. By the way, I just bought another Roma jersey today. Oh dear, I've really fallen for it. Yes. So, let's be clear. Oh, I just wanted to say something, just briefly about Roma. They sacked Ranieri this week. That was the big news. And Moncada is also going. Yeah. So Ranieri came out and said to the press that Gasparini was not their first choice, was not their second choice. They were rejected by two other managers. I don't know why he came out to the press to say this a couple of weeks ago. He just committed, in my opinion, he committed footballing suicide by saying that. Harry Kiri. He just went and said, I don't, Gasparini wasn't a first choice. He's a third choice. Now, who's a lot more expensive to the club to keep? Ranieri, who is advisor to Friedkin, or Gasparini, who has a multi-year contract as the coach of the club? It's clearly Gasparini, isn't it? So you have to choose one. You keep Gasparini. And the club have backed Gasparini all the way. And Gasparini has said, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm not saying anything about anyone. But one thing I will say, I don't have a lot of feelings um, with Massara. So it sounds to me like Massara is also going to be sacked. And it looks like Gasparini is going to try and bring in D'Amico, who is the sporting director from Atalanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
Very dangerous if that comes in. But that the fans have now said, "Thank you, Ranieri. We're not going to hate you for what you did because you're always going to be a Romanista. You're always going to be a legend." But we just put it down to the fact that it's now time to move on to the next generation, and for you to hopefully join the FIGC. That's what they said. Was this
Nico, is it?
Jashari?
Yeah.
Nico. Jashari is amazing yesterday. He reminded me of young Seedorf. I mean, after the next 4 games, there's a very good chance that Jashari might be inducted into the new Hall of Fame at Milan. And Cardinale will be there for that. And he'll take his rightful place beside Seedorf. All right?
Give him the armband.
Yeah, keep going, hasn't he? I mean, I think on the next game we'll be literally saying so many amazing things about Jashari because he's going to have 90 minutes. He's going to have 360 minutes to show us what he's got. It would be hilarious if Allegri changed the formation now just to stop Jashari from playing. That would be very funny. I don't see. I think he'll stick to that formation and he will stick Jashari in that role. Curious though, isn't it? Very. Shame for Modric. I hope he makes the World Cup. Honestly, I hope he does. He's too good to miss a World Cup. The world needs to see him. But anyway, I'll stop there, guys. I need to go get my kid from school. Thank you for joining us, Nico and Fahadinho. If anyone's listening later, what's your opinion? Put it in the comment section. Your opinion on Jashari playing for the next 4 games. Would you do it? And would you give him the captain's armband? And will you buy a shirt with Jashari on the back?
Well, if
Come
he
on.
scores, we have to name the podcast after him, right?
Yeah, I think we should change our WhatsApp avatar to not Allegri but Jashari for the next 4 games in his honor. Awesome. All right, lovely to talk to you, Hasni. I'll catch up soon. All right, and as I promised, we'll keep you up to date on the news regarding this new scandal and what
Yeah.
Inter's real involvement is. Ciao a
Forza
tutti.
Cacciopoli.
Forza. Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Yeah, good. Thanks for joining in, and yeah, we'll catch us until next time. And yeah, if anyone wants to join our WhatsApp group, please drop us a DM, a message. We'll pick it up and we'll add you into the group. But till then,
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a Milanista, Romanista, Laziale. We've got all sorts in there. We've got a guy who's trying to form a hybrid team between Inter and Milan as well, by the way. He shall remain nameless. Ciao a tutti, ciao.
see you, everyone.
Che comunque il calcio è imprevedibile e le cose non sono mai scontate.